What's up, gamblers? Y'all ready to get to some money, man? It's Friday, another episode of Jam with J Money, man. We're trying to get to it today, man. Been having a nice little week here. We're trying to keep it going, man. How was your day, Junior?
I only bet on one game, the Raptors game. The only good thing about that game is that one of us was going to win going head to head. So I'm glad you hit. Not even really mad that I lost that play because I don't know if you watched that game. I watched that game. The game was insane. Houston hit 22 threes. James Harden only attempted 11 shots in the game, which when was the last time you saw that? I knew that Toronto was going to come out and just try to shut him down. Unfortunately, the rest of his teammates went nuts. I mean, Daniel House had like 16 points in like the first quarter. McLemore hit 8 threes. If you're going to shut down Harden, his teammates need to show up. And even though Russell Westbrook, again, shot horribly, I think he was like 7 for 29, he still got a triple-double. So that was enough listen, if you hit 22 threes, you're going to win most of the games you play. So good on anyone that took Houston, but looking to bounce back today, man. What's up with you, Jordan?
Not much, man. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. My day was a little bit down yesterday. Missed a play on the Denver-New York first quarter, and then the real bad beats came in the early game, the Philly-Washington game. I had rebound assist.
Jordan, you breaking up.
It's like 4.
We lost Jordan to the Matrix there, I think.
You all right, Jordan? We might have to call Jordan back, man. We might have to call you back, my guy. I think what he's trying to say though, yesterday the 76ers went out there and stunk it up. They were supposed to be they supposed to come out there and smash the Wizards. I know we both said on the show, stay away from the 76ers. Yesterday, Westcott was ruled out at the last minute. Let's see who Thaddeus Young just got ruled out tonight. There was just a notification came from our phone, but IT didn't play for the Wizards yesterday, so I did make a little small play on the under there. Barely came in when I saw that IT was out. The 76 didn't end up getting it done. The Nuggets went and blow the shit out the Knicks over there. That wasn't surprising one bit. And the Rockets, man, we got the cash with them last night. If y'all roll with me, I thought it was gonna be the refs helping them out, Harden going for a monster game. That wasn't the case. He wasn't getting any calls. Actually, there was a lot of calls going against Harden. Like he was going to the refs. Y'all know how it is. What did I do? I'm going to talk to the ref. Like he finna go and change the damn call. So I can't stand that shit. But anyway, got the cash with the Rockets. Westbrook didn't have too bad of a game. Don't know why he's still shooting. Just stop, bro. Why are you shooting these threes and shit? Some of them contested threes. I don't know. I just can't. I don't fucking understand it, bro. And he's not gonna stop shooting them either. But we got the win, man. It is what it is, but still, I can't fucking believe that shit. And got the cash with the Suns as well, man. Told y'all, Baines didn't end up playing, but they still got the cash and even cashed the money line. Shouldn't have went to overtime, but it did. Booker went off for 40+ points in that spot. We told you that as well. So Money Williams got a little bit of revenge last night. But enough about yesterday, man. We got too many games on today. Let's go ahead and get to some cash, man. Got a few things to say about this Nets spot. This Nets game, man, was one of the main ones that I was liking on the card first look. It is a revenge spot for the Hornets. They have been playing a little bit better of late. They still only won 3 of their last 10 games. They have won 3 of their last 5, but it's still been on a little slide here. Like you said, they're coming off that win there versus the Warriors. Russell came back, was a little rusty in that spot. Devontae Graham hit 10 threes in this spot. We know that the Hornets are a huge jump shooting team. If they're not hitting their shots, they get blown out any night. Like I say, the Nets, they've been playing they've been playing good late as well. Don't like that a lot of the public is on them here. My whole thing is if the Nets, they stop Devontae Graham, and this the best player by far on the Hornets team. If you don't let them shooting threes, let them get hot, and out rebound this Hornets team, then they should be able to come out here and get the win. They are 6-1 ATS last 7 versus a losing team, and they already beat them. They just beat them 101 to 91. So I mean, it doesn't really bode well for the Nets, but like I say, they hadn't been losing too many games, man, especially to these bad teams without Kyrie. Dinwiddie's looking good over there, man, and they can play some defense. Allen, DeAndre Jordan has started to play better. They got the bigs advantage, rebound advantage. They come in here and get the boards and lock down defense and play like they've been playing. I think the Nets should be able to get it done here. I hadn't bet it. I don't like that. The public's all over. It did go down from 3.5 to 2.5 back up to 3 now. It's going to be a huge public side. It'll be interesting to see. You have any quick thoughts on this game, Jordan?
Yeah, sorry about that earlier, guys. Hopefully you can hear me now. This is my one official play so far right now, other than a bunch of leans I have. I got the first half over 105.5 for a couple of reasons. I know Brooklyn's been playing a lot better defense lately, but on the road that does tend to falter sometimes for them. And Charlotte has been one of the worst first half defenses in the league this year, at home, on the road, all-together. And the one thing that stuck out to me in this game is really how fast both of these two teams have been playing in their respective home road splits in the first half, both sitting at paces of about 103 right now, which if you add all the things up, I think 105.5 is way too low for the potential if the Hornets come out and can break down that Nets defense, and as well if Brooklyn continues to just decimate this Hornets first half defense. I think we could see it actually a little bit of a faster pace first half. Scores probably in the upper 50s or mid to upper 50s, I think, for both teams, especially if Charlotte's making their threes, like you guys said, and Devontae Graham's hitting shots. It's probably worth, I think, 2 or 3 units for me at this point. I may actually go a little bit harder at it just because I said I haven't found a whole lot on this slate that I really like as much as this play tonight. So I think I'm interested to see what you guys have to think about the early points in this game.
What you thinking on this game, Junior? Think the Nets still can continue this recent success?
Yeah, I think it's, for me, would be Nets or nothing in this game. I don't have an official play on it, but I just think that Charlotte game against the Warriors scored 15 points in this. I mean, even Charlotte played like trash in the fourth quarter. That was just two bad teams, and Charlotte just had built a lead and just hung on to win. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't even say hung on because they won with like 15 points. I think that that's more of a case of the Warriors pulling a no-show than, you know what I'm saying, Charlotte having such a great game. Like, even though Devontae Graham went nuts with 10 threes, they won by 15 points, and I feel like they were in control of that game from like halftime on, because at no point did they like blow them out in any corner. They just basically won each period except for the second quarter by a couple of points and just held on. So my point is, I just don't think Charlotte is as good as we saw in the last game. And me saying that they were good, they scored 106 points in that game. So I would think just the way that Brooklyn is playing, and something that you just mentioned earlier, I think Jared Allen is playing way better, like some of the best basketball of his career. He's finishing down low. He's more of a cleanup guy, but he does his job well. His defense hasn't been as consistent as you probably like it to be, because he has a really high ceiling defensively. But it would be Nets or nothing for me if I had something to play on this spot.
Exactly, and I see where you're going with that one, Jordan. But I mean, I've been staying away from a lot of the totals lately. I feel like they're real hit or miss. I really like betting the unders, and a lot of these games. We know the NBA they don't really play defense a lot more, so I've been staying away from the totals. Here and there, I might touch one, so I didn't really have a look on that one. But I'm sure if you dove pretty deep into that one, and you know what I'm saying, you found some value in that one. So I definitely could see points here. Only thing that scares me, I think that the Nets will have to come in here and play some lockdown defense. And like I say, the Hornets are a jump shooting team. If they're not hitting them threes, it's gonna be a long night, man. You still only scored 91 versus Brooklyn that last meeting. Be interesting to see here. I can only look towards Brooklyn in here. If you're going, I feel like the only way you could take Charlotte here is if you're going contrarian, betting against the public, something like that, man. The Nets have been playing much better ball in this past 10 games, past 5 games, past whatever you want to look at. They the better team, man. It is what it is. Let's I want to say a few things about this Magic and Cavs spot, man. A spot where I was looking at like, damn, I might be on the Cavs here once again. I watched the last game. I hopped on the Magic. I watched the last game and hopped on the Magic in game because I saw they were just a clear better team in that spot. I mean, the Cavs just didn't come to play. They hadn't seemed like they've been playing scrappy like they used to. If you look at this, is the last game of their 6-game road trip, 6-game home trip for the Cavs. They won the first game, lost the last 4 games at the house. That's not good. You look at the Magic, this is their 4th game in 6 days. They're 4-1 on the past 5 games. I say Love. I put that on the Magic side because I think if Love doesn't play here for the Cavs, he's questionable with an illness, didn't go through shooting around. I think that's actually better for the Cavs. I mean, he's not been looking good whatsoever. He get paid too much damn money for his shit. How you gonna even be trade baiting? You're not playing well on the Cavs. That man, look, they talking about him maybe come to the Mavs. Don't bring his ass over here, man. Let him stay where he at, bro. He go to the Wizards or somebody. Do not bring him to the Mavs, bro. That guy's a fucking cancer, bro. He ain't playing like he used to, like when he was in Minnesota. But the Magic, they are 0-4 ATS last 4 after a win of 10+ points, and that's the case they're in here. the Cavs, this is double revenge. You look at it, they already lost twice to this Magic team, just lost to them at the house, like the same game that I was talking about, 2-3 games ago on this same homestand. It's tough to beat a team like that back to back. What I did look at, they didn't have Gordon in that spot, or obviously Vujic, and they still went there and took care of business versus the Cavs. And obviously they're gonna have Gordon back here. I'm telling you guys though, man, first glance I was thinking Orlando, but the only way I could play this game, man, it's a contrarian look. It's the Cavs at the house plus the points. I mean, you even get more points now with Love being questioned, whatever. They're gonna bump it up to 4.5. I might have to take the Cavs in this spot, man. I think this is a winnable game. They're trying to close out their home trip on their homestand on the good note. I just think this is a little Friday night home game. I think it's a vulnerable spot, man, for the Magic, who have been playing well lately, but it's a tough spot for them. Any looks on this game, Junior?
No look, but I'm thinking about the under. 210 seems like a lot of points for this type of game. Like, how many points do we really think that Cleveland's going to score? I don't think they're going to get 100. They haven't looked good at all. The problem, or the thing that worries me about that total, is that Cleveland's defense is probably even worse than their offense right now. They just can't stop anybody. And they're, like you said, like supposedly their best player looks terrible. So, if I did touch this game, which I'm not, I would be leaning towards the under here, just to keep it short.
Exactly. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Only thing, Cavs defense hadn't been really good. The Magic been actually picking up the pace here lately. They've been playing a lot faster, man, with Fultz getting into his groove. But we know the Magic, they still play really good defense. Has dropped off a little bit. I was leaning towards the same way, and even when I was looking at it, was at 211. It's down to 210 now. So it's the line is definitely moving down towards the under. I gotta sneak it. It's crazy, man. I think that the under is favoring the Magic. The line move with the Magic. I was going down because of Love, but if you like the Magic here, it's Magic and under, or it's Cavs and over, the way that I see it. Any quick thoughts on this one, Jordan?
Nah, this is probably my least favorite game of the night. I think the Love injury makes it interesting, though, because I don't really think that the steam you've seen is reflective on the fact that he missed shoot around and might not play. I don't think he's worth that many points right now, to be honest. Like you guys have said, he just hasn't played that well. Larry Nance coming in, maybe a push too. It may not even help them that much or hurt them. So one thing I think you can guarantee is Cleveland's defense is going to be real bad tonight. That's really the only thing that I can guarantee on this game. Other than that, probably 9 better games to bet on, to be honest.
Yeah, it is, man. I'm telling y'all, don't be a bit surprised. Y'all see Cavs win this game. I'll let y'all know if I get down. No, I think it's a sharp play, man. I think a lot of people gonna lose their money tonight on the Magic, man. They just beat them. It's easy to look at. Oh, they just beat them. It's gonna be so easy. Not necessarily the case, man. You see that line. But let's get to this next game. I know Jordan got something to say about this one. I don't have a whole lot on this Pacers versus Detroit. We know it's a little interdivisional rival there. The Pacers, they have lost this team already twice this year. They won the most recent meeting. The Pacers playing a much better ball here lately. Are 7-1 the last 8 games. They're 5-1 ATS in the last 6 games. They're, like I say, they're the better team lately. The Pistons only 2-3 the last 5 games. They do lead the season series though, like I say, and they are at the house here. Did you make a play on your team tonight, Jordan?
No, I didn't. Just simply because of the same reasons we talk about. It's the third time these two teams have played, and they can't slow down Andre Drummond. The dude has a 20-20 game every time they play. I think he rents space in somewhere in Miles Turner's head eventually at this point. But I mean, like there's really, I mean, everything points to the Pacers in this. I will not deny that they are very intriguing at this spot. But Pistons at home, they're getting Luke Kennard probably will be back tonight. I mean, just probably a spot I'm going to stay away from. I'd really like to see the Pacers win this game, but I think Detroit has the matchup issues for them just enough to where if the Pacers aren't hitting shots, it could be a long night for them and they could lose straight up. So probably a spot I'm going to avoid. But I'll lean Indiana. It's just not really, I'm not ready to lay money on them tonight just because I think there's a few spots that they could really struggle with tonight.
Any thoughts on this game, Junior?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it already a couple times, right? These teams have played each other. This was the first game of the season when they played each other when Detroit beat them with Indiana having a full squad. Just not a good matchup for Indiana. I know Indiana's the much better team right now, but just sometimes you can't pretend like you're not seeing what you're seeing when these teams play each other. Like, Drummond just does whatever he wants, and now Blake Griffin's out there too. So Blake Griffin, I'm pretty sure, did he even play in any of the 3 games so far? I don't think he did. So You have to think that makes a difference. Plus, Luke Kennard should be playing in this game. I just think that Indiana is the better team right now, but until they prove that they can stop Drummond from going nuts, I don't want to lay points with them on the road. If Indiana was at home, I would definitely take the Pacers, but on the road, I'm not sure that's such a good play right here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say too much about it. I don't have a play on it. If I was to bet the game, though, I would be on the Pacers. I think them looking better lately, that goes a long way with me. And the Pistons hadn't looked too bad. I mean, they went over there and smacked the Cavs, but then you're not even really competitive versus the Bucks there. So they went right back down the power ratings for me. Like I said, they're at the house and do have Griffin's game. That's about the only thing. The Pacers are starting to learn how to play. Those times where the Pistons beat them were early in the year. Like you say, the first game they had a full squad, but they weren't really sure how to play with Brogdon. And you know what I'm saying? And now they got Sabonis and Turner. Everybody back. Even the Holiday brothers are playing. Everybody's playing as one. A much better team now, and I think that's why you see that line moving like that. Let's get to the next game. It's Pacers are nothing for me in this spot. And to get to the next game, man, so we got the Celtics versus the Nuggets. Yeah, y'all right. I like saying revenge spot. You damn right. That's another angle. Only added onto other shit. You got the Celtics 8 at home, 8-0 at the house. Like I said, they're 15-5 on the season. This is a revenge spot. They lost versus Nuggets. That was a game that Walker went down. They was getting toasted versus Nuggets there. Walker went down in the second half. Then they made it close and closed it out a 4-point game. And so you got the Celtics. They getting smart back. It's a back-to-back spot for the Nuggets, man. Obviously, nobody played over 26 minutes last night, but this third game in 4 nights for the Nuggets. They're not necessarily the same team on the road. They still 6-2 on the road, but it'll be interesting to see if they can come in here and win this game because I feel like if they're gonna cover this game, they have to win. If you like the Nuggets, take them on the money line, bro. It could come down to a last position, but me personally, I can only take the Celtics here, man. Especially with a little back-to-back spot for the Nuggets, cross country. This is a hostile environment over here in Boston, man. Friday night game. I like taking home teams on a Friday night game. I can only look towards the Celtics here. Bless you, Junior. You want to head us in after the series?
Yeah.
What you like in the Celtics game?
Yeah, I got the Celtics -3 just because of what you said. I mean, the Nuggets are not the same team as they are on the road as they are at home. I think the Celtics are just in a better spot in the terms of they've been at home, they've been winning, not just winning like convincingly, but with the Celtics, it's always a question of how is their offense going to look. I think that they've shown at this point that their offense is pretty good. They move the ball. Everyone gets involved. Like Jaylen Brown went off for 30-something points the other day. And they're another one of those teams where they have a couple of different guys that could just go off on you. And because of the fact that they play defense every single time, I like them in a spot where Denver's playing their third game in 4 nights after having flown from having played the Lakers, flown all the way over to out east. They obviously played well against New York. That was a weird game because there was not one player in that game that played 30 minutes. That's how much of a blowout it was. And even though the Knicks, we were talking about them being scrappy, if you watch that game, the Knicks were in that game until like 7 minutes into this second quarter. And then they didn't score again until like a minute and something left. So that's why Denver was able to rest everybody at the end. But I just think that them having to play again the next day against a Boston team that's waiting for them, and I'm pretty sure Marcus Smart is going to play in this game. I just like the Celtics spot more than anything else.
Exactly. Yeah, Smart's gonna be. Yeah, he's back. He's back for sure. I think that's why I moved up back to 3.5. Yeah. He's back in this spot, man. So we'll see. It's actually a little bit of Denver used to playing in that altitude. The away games are a little bit of a bad matchup for them. They're used to playing in high altitude. So then when you go to regular, maybe it's not necessarily the same for them. They're used to the thin air. So what you thinking in this game, Jordan?
I might have to tail Junior on the 3 because I was thinking more Celtics earlier, but it's kind of all.
Damn, Jordan.
Sometime I think the Celtics are a buy low team right now. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, nah. You was just breaking up. You was breaking up a little bit. You good now?
Okay, my bad. So I was just saying that the Celtics are a buy low team. I think that at the same time, Denver, if you take away their big win against Memphis and then most recently against New York, their offense has been trash on the road. So I could see the Celtics coming out and just absolutely taking them, taking complete advantage of the game. The fact that Denver's playing the 3rd and 4 nights on the road, I mean, it's such a good spot for the Celtics that you really have to throw out the numbers in this one just a little bit, especially with Smart back. I mean, they have the momentum, whereas Denver is very, very shaky in certain spots. Even though I think their defense will show up tonight, if they can't score and they're not getting over 100 points tonight, I just really feel like it's going to be a spot where either the Celtics it stays close, like you said, Denver could win in the upset, or Boston's going to win this game by double digits.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I say if you like the Nuggets, man, I mean, I always take the points and be safe, but I'm just saying I think if you like them, you have to be thinking they got to win this game, and I just don't think so, man. Like I say, the second half, Kemba Walker went down. The Celtics surged in their second half there versus the Nuggets. Trust me, I know. I was on the Nuggets second half and the under, and I got fucked on both of them. So I mean, the Nuggets, when their offense can sputter, or get stagnant, we know the defense is gonna be there. They do have a lot of different players that play defense. Jokic is always a matchup problem for any big. That is where the Celtics are a little bit. They're still a weak spot. The bigs, they do have Grant, Jokic, Plumlee, guys like that. What's the other guy's name? Is it Vanderbilt? I had a little brain fart there, man. But y'all know I'm talking about a guy from Missouri, man. But still, I still think this is just a Celtics spot. Only thing I could bet in this one is Celtics -3, man. It's up to 3.5 now. Like I said, I still like the Celtics here, man. So it's a tough spot for the Nuggets, even though they're coming off a blowout win. It's still a back-to-back third game in 4 nights, man. Let's get to the next game. We got the Heat here versus the Wizards, man. A game where we were talking about before we went on the air. We know the Heat coming off a loss. They coming back to the house off a little 3-game road trip. They're another team, 8-0 at the house. They play really good at home. Not necessarily covering the spreads, but these guys here, they are 8-0 at the house as well. ATS, they've been. Look, I think this is just a terrible spot for the Wizards here. Isaiah Thomas, questionable as well, again, with a calf injury. Even if he does play, that's not a huge deal to me. Still going to be without Bryant in this spot. Hachimura played really good last night. Bertans played really good, got hot from 3. I just don't see that happening again tonight. They got it done with jump shots. That's what this team is, a jump shooting team. We know with Bill, so if they don't play a whole lot of defense, second to last in the league, last in the league in defense. I just think that it's a tough spot for him, man. I would really like to have Dragic here in this spot, but they're not going to have him. Waiter's going to be available. We won't know if he can still gassed up or not, So, hey, we'll see. But I just think this is a total Heat spot, man. I think this is a Heat trifecta. I hadn't been on a lot of first quarters and first halves lately, but I just think this one gets ugly. And I even like the Heat more in the second half when the Wizards are getting tired legs. Like I say, our jump shooting team, a lot of those shots are going to be falling short tonight. The Heat can name their score tonight, and I think they should go up there and put 130 on the fucking Wizards, who don't like to play defense, man. If he get going and play their defense, play their game, they should blow the shit out the Wizards tonight. They're not the 76ers. They don't play them type of games, man. What you think in this game, Junior?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's one of my official plays. I got the Heat -5.5 in the first half. I just think that after they just got their asses kicked in Boston, obviously they were in a situation where they were playing on a back-to-back, but that's just – I don't think they make excuses. Every time they've gotten their ass kicked in this season, they've come back strong. They're at home. These guys are playing in a back-to-back situation, and they just don't play any defense. And the Heat are going to do that. And also, I think that one of the reasons, because I was watching that Washington game, one of the reasons that some of those Washington guys were able to go off is just because it was a really bad matchup. Like, Hachimura had Joel Embiid guarding him, and Joel Embiid's a great defensive player, but Hachimura is too quick. He's more of a small forward than a big man. So it was just like a lot of bad matchups. You had Horford trying to chase Bertans around screens and shit. Like that's not going to be the case with Miami. Miami has a lot of wing defenders, and Miami's going to be able to shut that down. Like obviously those guys are going to get points because Washington just scores a lot of points. But I think that, at least for me, I'm just betting this spot that Miami, coming off a game where they play really bad, at the house where they play really well, are just going to come in and make a statement in the first half.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm asking you about this game. I know you're a Heat guy. You ride with him, ride or die, even if it's a bad spot for him. You like, I don't care. I'm riding with my boys. So, yeah, I definitely like for them. Hey, you on them, you like it. It make me feel even better, man. I heard you guys saying
but I don't like
the first
the
quarter,
full
first
game
half.
spread, though, because it's a lot of points.
Yeah, it is. But like I say, in this one, I think if you like Washington, the only way you can take them here is early. Like I say, back-to-back spot, they can score some points. He's still gonna be pissed off here, and we've seen them blow teams out by 20 points in the first quarter and don't look back. But we know the Wizards can score. It's the only thing that makes me a little bit of weary. They don't like to play defense though. So in the first quarter, first half, maybe if you like the Wizards, I just think this is a spot where the Heat gonna come out, gonna blast them, and continue to blast them the whole game. Like we see them do teams like the Wizards time before. So but I think in the second half, this one really gonna get ugly, man. The Heat, man, look, they better go out here and smash it by at least 15. The Heat team that I know, even without Dragic, they could do if you could do it versus Toronto like that. You off a loss, come back to the house pissed off and blow the shit out this Wizards team. It's a bad travel spot for them. What you liking, Jordan?
Yeah, we were talking about this game before we came on, and I was telling you guys I was leaning towards the Heat in the first half and the first quarter, and I think the more and more we talk about it, the more and more I like it. Just you talk about spots all the time. It's a horrible spot for the Wizards, but on top of that, I mean, the metrics just scream the Heat here early. They're like plus 40 points in point differential in the first quarter of their home games and like plus 18 overall in the first quarters. And then they've been pretty good in the first half as well, especially at home. They have the best first quarter offense in the league, one of the best first half offenses. I mean, if there's any time for them to run up the points and run up the score and score as much as possible, it's going to be tonight. I have not seen, and I have paid a huge amount of attention to team totals this year, but the Heat have a first quarter team total of 61. First half of about 121, and then, that's full game 121, and then first half like 62 and a half. So like they're going to come out and score a ton of points tonight. Whether or not the Wizards can keep up with him like they did last night is another question. But for all the reasons you guys mentioned, I mean, potentially without IT again, different game, different matchup, different scenario, obviously different venue. The Wizards could be getting just a steamroll tonight, and I don't see really much other else that could happen in this game unless like the guys like you said, like Hachimura and Bertans and Beal are all going nuts again, which on the third and four nights and second game in a row is just very unlikely, especially against a Heat team that has been extremely good, as you guys said, on defense.
Exactly. And like I say, man, Friday night game. I like betting home teams on the Friday night, man. Y'all see what's up. A lot of people talking shit about to me in the chat, man, talking about the Magic, man. You can't look towards the Cavs, man. So all right, man. I ain't get here by being no rookie, my guys. We'll see. We'll see. It's the only thing I say, man. Yeah, their revenge factor ain't want to be messed with. The Heat won 10 of the last 13 meetings, man, between the two of the Wizards, man. If they come out here and smack them boys, you better hope Thomas. I don't know. You like the Wizards, you better hope Thomas come back. Thomas Bryant and Isaiah Thomas tonight. Hey, I don't think it's a good spot for him, man. If the Heat come out here pissed off and not playing lethargic, gonna be 9-0 at the house, ATS and straight up. So we'll see. Let's get to the next spot, man. Warriors versus Bulls. Another one where I'm looking. I like, giving a thought, talking to myself on this shit, man. I'm like, oh, okay. Revenge spot for the Bulls at the house. Y'all think I'm on revenge spot every single time, man. Not necessarily the case, man. I'm not taking the Bulls. I'm not laying the points. What they do versus the Grizzlies, Junior, them boys barely covered by a half point, by 1 point to the Grizzlies with all the happiest players playing, man. Come on now. You can't do that. The Bulls are not a bet on team to me. Maybe against certain squads. Guess what? Warriors come in here. Hey, they beat the Bulls already at the house. The Bulls only beat them 101 and 90, bro. Y'all sorry in the bitch. Y'all went to Golden State was favorite. I remember people all over the Bulls in that spot laying the three on the road. No, sir. Couldn't even get past 90 points, bro, against the Warriors. It was in their house. They didn't have Russell. They didn't have Green. They was GS, they wasn't Golden State. Golden State got Russell back. He shook the rust off last game. Green back. Hey, he ain't coming in drunk off his little jersey retirement at Michigan State. I think they're gonna come ready to play here, man. They already just beat this team. This is not one game where I'm saying revenge spot. This is a spot where I'm saying this team just beat them. Now they even got more weapons than they did. Oh, what I see, Thad Young out in this game. He's not a huge piece of what they do, but he's one of the pieces off the bench. They're gonna need him in this spot. We know that is Levine and Kobe White, main two scorers, man. If the Warriors come in here and at least try to play some defense on them, they still got Pascal, they got Willie Cauley-Stein, they got Looney back. The boys starting to get some players. I'm not saying they're a bet on team, but in this spot, man, I'm taking the 5 with the Warriors, man. I think if they can win this game straight up, call me crazy, but I'm not a fan of laying points with the Bulls, man. You saw them almost pissed away versus the Grizzlies. the Warriors got more weapons than the Grizzlies in this particular spot. If they play the same way they did last game, not playing for their coach like that, they're gonna lose this game straight up, man. I might sprinkle a little bit on the Warriors money line in this spot, man. Call me crazy, Jordan.
No, you're not crazy at all. The Chicago Bulls are an embarrassment right now. They're an embarrassment to me as someone who considers himself a fan of the team. They're an embarrassment to the city of Chicago. They're poorly coached because they collapse all the time late in games. And I'm not one to jump on the Warriors here because I think if Orlando and Cleveland is my least favorite game of the night, this is my second least favorite game of the night. But I'm not going to say you're crazy at all because the Bulls are just awful. And even if they jump up to a 20-point lead, it's not safe in the second half because they're poorly coached. They're young. They let leads go. And that's just how this team has been. They played defense the first half, have not played it in the second half. I mean, if you want to make a play on it, it'd be Bulls first half and then Golden State on the full game, and be real crazy with this one. But yeah, I'm not touching it tonight. I can't really trust the Warriors right now. I've been burned by them too many times, taking points with them right now. They're playing their fourth game in 6 nights. No thanks. I'm staying away from this game.
Yeah, IT just got ruled out as well for the Wizards. Just saying, man. I know you ain't finna call me crazy, Junior. You might ride with me. What you thinking on this Bulls game?
Come on, bro. You know I'm not on the Bulls. You know that. That's for sure. I'm not on this game at all, but I'm not mad at you for that money line, though. It pays pretty well, to be honest. Like, would you be shocked if they won this game? Because, like, this line is priced at what the public perception of Golden State is, right? At plus 170 against Chicago on the road. I'd take a stab at that. I wouldn't take a stab at Chicago at minus 185. That's just ridiculous.
Exactly, and I'm not laying points with them, man. Y'all see it move down from. Look, so you got 77% of the public on the Bulls, which I love. It's cool with me. Open at 5, why the bitch dip down to 4.5? Man, I think this is sharp play. I think it's probably pros in Vegas probably going to go smash some money. I think they on the same shit that I'm on, man. You giving me point. I hadn't took the money line yet, but I'm gonna sprinkle, throw a little razzle dazzle on there. But I think the Warriors to keep this within 5 points, man. Let alone win the game. I think we see Russell in a little bit of better groove tonight. I think we see Green more into it tonight. Like I say, Looney come back. He's playing well. Yamahimi listed out. Yeah, we ain't worried about no damn Yamahimi. But yeah, man, give me the Warriors in the spot. I don't have to say too much about it. Like I say, got Russell Green, Looney back. The Bulls, they barely beat the Grizzlies. Revenge spot. Bulls only 5-6 ATS at the house. Nah, bro. You 4-7 at the house. Nah, bro. Go to the next game. Timberwolves versus OKC, man. Notification come on phone. Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins. Well, I already knew Wiggins was questionable, going to be questionable today, which that tripped me out. Need to see if Wiggins going to be in there, man. If the Timberwolves had a full squad, I was going to be looking towards the Timberwolves in this spot, man. Hey, I need to see if Cat in there and Wiggins, both of them out. It ain't no way in hell I can't throw some on OKC, man. I mean, play really good defense. Timberwolves a better team. They play really good on the road, 7-3. But if they got Karl Anthony Towns or Wiggins out, I'm not betting neither one of it. Shouldn't. If one of them out, I got to take the under in this spot. Timberwolves not really a defensive team. They still got some sneaky defenders over there. Players like Covington, who are really good on-ball defenders. OKC is missing the top defender tonight. Terrence Ferguson's not going to be in, so that doesn't. I mean, he's not an offensive player by any stretch, but he's one of their top wing defenders, so that definitely doesn't help whatsoever. But I think it hurts OKC, to be honest with you. But it's the injuries in this one. I definitely need to know what's going on. Cat and Wiggins. I hope they both out. I'm gonna be on that under, and I'm gonna be on OKC. What you thinking in this game, Junior?
Yeah, I'm with you. I actually looked at this price and I was like, I feel like Minnesota plus 165 is a better price than Oklahoma City minus 4.5. If you're just asking me what if I had a free play, like you would say, on this game, what I would take. That being said, I mean, Minnesota without Cat or Wiggins, especially Cat. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's just unstoppable offensively. I can't invest money in that at all.
Exactly. We finna get into the Lakers game, man. What you liking on this game, Jordan, or if anything, any thoughts?
I'll be real quick because we definitely need to get into this late game before we got to go. But I'm now Minnesota is so deep on the wing, and they have so many guys as rookies that can step up. They got young guys off the bench. Baz Napier's back. They got a ton that they can throw at you at the shooting guard and small forward position. So I'm not too concerned about that. But if like Junior said, man, if Towns is out, he was originally probable. Now he's a game time decision. Not a good sign. Very much would chase the steam with OKC if he's out. Might lean towards it a little more early though. I could see the quarter play and the half play being a little bit better than the full game, just because they still got Gorgie Jang, they got Vonleh, they got guys that can fill in, and be, give them 6 fouls and a little bit of defense here and there, but no one is going to recreate the offense that Karl Anthony Towns can create if he is out. So that's the big one I think you got to watch if you're really looking at OKC in this game. You want to see if Wiggins is ruled out. I don't think that moves too much for me. If Towns is out, I'd smash OKC.
Yeah, y'all follow me on Twitter, man. I always try to keep y'all updated on the latest injuries. I've been making my bets here lately right before the games, man. A lot of them. I mean, if I know some shit gonna move, then I'll bet it. But I've been making a lot of my bets last minute, man. I've had some shit happen to me 30 minutes before the game. No, I'm not getting done like that. If anything, I'm gonna be on top of this shit this time. I'm not worried about the game. I'll let y'all know if Wiggins and Towns out. One of them gonna be out. I'm pretty damn sure. I'm not gonna say for sure, but you would think one of them gonna be out. Maybe Wiggins for sure. He was been questioned since yesterday, but like Jordan said, him being going proper from game time decision, that's never a good sign. It's actually an indicator that he might not play. You see the line moving to 4.5. I see people saying they got OKC at 2.5. But hey, like I say, the under and OKC are definitely gonna be nice plays if Wiggins and Towns, especially Cat. Let's get to this next game, man. The marquee game of the night. Can't believe it's not on national TV, but I got a league pass. I'm definitely gonna be watching this motherfucker. Pretty sure y'all do too, man. Clippers versus the Bucks, man. We got one of the hottest offensive teams in the league, which really, you look at the Bucks, they hot offensively and defensively. Number one past 5. That was a little bit kind of a little jittery for me there. The Clippers, they're still the better defensive team. They're still the best defensive team in this league. One of the best. It's in between them and the Lakers, but we know Clippers got more stout defenders, especially on the wing. I mean, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, it doesn't get too much better than that. It just doesn't. So, I mean, they don't really have too many down low stoppers, but when Harold get in here, he's a pretty good rim. Zubac, he hadn't been too good, but hey, he'll get it done. Tonight, we got Giannis going up against Kawhi, man, again, and I think that Kawhi knows how to guard him. You look at the Bucks, they won 13 games in a row. It's been a pretty weak schedule. Only really team they played so far. Really, I mean the Jazz. Played Jazz without Gobert. You only won by 4. They've been beating up on a lot of cupcakes, man. I mean they've been doing it convincingly. They've been beating teams home to home all that. It's tough. I know they are at the house. I'm riding with the better defense here, though, man. I'm getting points with the Clippers, who they play in a tougher conference. I think they've been playing tougher games. They lost to the Spurs there by 10. That wasn't nice, but other than that, playing all tough games, man. I went out there and beat the Lakers first game of the season, where I love the Lakers. I just think the Clippers are I think they're the better defensive team. I think they're going to have a good defensive scheme versus Giannis tonight. I think this is the type of game where the Bucks are going to miss players like Brogdon. I'm getting 4 points here with the Clippers. I think they're going to win the game straight up, and I'm getting a 4. I didn't take the money line on this, so I'm not being greedy. Give me that 4 with the Clippers. I think they're the better defensive team. I know they're on the road. That's the only thing that doesn't bode well for them. It's a revenge spot as well. Bucks just went and beat them only by 3. Paul George or Kawhi didn't play in that spot. We getting both of them back tonight, man. Give me the fucking Clippers. I love their bench more than the Bucks as well. Like I say, Bucks better offense. Defensive numbers look good. I don't think their defense is that stout as the Clippers is. Give me better defense over the offense any day. And like I say, revenge spot as well, man. Give me the Clippers plus the 4. What you thinking, Junior?
Yeah, it's one of my official plays. I got Clippers plus 3.5. I like the spot for the Clippers in the sense that they've already played this team once this year, so Doc Rivers has an idea of what to expect. It was a really close game without Paul George, without Kawhi Leonard, and Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams went off for 34 points each. Now those guys are coming off the bench. I think that the Bucks bench is going to have their hands full with these guys. And I just, I talk about physicality a lot. The Clippers are one of the most physical teams in the NBA. I've seen Giannis versus Kawhi. So I know that Kawhi knows how to handle Giannis. And now Kawhi has got a player that's, nobody's really on his level except for like LeBron. But Paul George is a top 10 player in the NBA, and he's starting to come around. And he plays defense. I just love, like you just said, the Clippers are now with a full healthy squad, have like 3 certified defensive stoppers and another like 2-3 guys that are at least very good defensive players. And I just think that if you're going to give me points with a team that I know is going to play defense, plus has a couple of guys that can score over 30. And like I just said, 2 of their bench guys scored 30 the last time they played the Bucks. So I'm taking the points with the Clippers for sure.
Faux show. This is how you faux show. What you thinking, Jordan?
Man, I was definitely leaning towards the Clippers. I'll pull the free play line. If I had a free play, I'd definitely take the 4 points. This may end up being a game that I just end up enjoying and not betting on because, like you said, it's easily the marquee game of the night. But the Bucks have not played a very hard schedule. Their schedule has been extremely cupcakey and pretty much all season outside of about 4 or 5 games that you can isolate and say, okay, those are definitely good teams that Milwaukee has played. Outside of that, they played 75% of their games against bad, below average or bad teams. Like, I don't think I can trust them tonight. Whereas, like you guys said, now with a game plan and ready here for the Clippers, they're going to come in and just pack the paint. They'll be like, Giannis, you know what? You can be a jump shooter tonight. We have enough defense to throw at you between PG, Kawhi, and Mo Harkless to where we don't have anybody. We have to worry about anybody getting tired on you tonight. We're gonna have somebody glued to you at all times, and probably gonna double you in certain aspects as well. Like, I don't see the Bucks being able to overcome from that unless they get a ton of, like you guys said, ton of production and shooting, especially from their bench, because a lot of their wing guys coming off the bench can light it up from 3. If they're not making shots tonight, definitely feel good about Clippers +4. The only thing I'd be concerned about if the Bucks are hitting their shots and the Clippers really can't. You know, they're a team that is kind of a little bit slow starter at times, so that scares me a little bit too. But I definitely would lean Clippers +4. The fact that you guys are so confident on it here might make me jump on it here for the trifecta of Jays on the Clippers tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in it, man. I'm taking, like I say, this is a spot where I think the Bucks are really gonna miss Brogdon, man. Milton's still kind of coming back from the injury. You got Giannis out there, but I think Kawhi is definitely gonna neutralize him. Hey, whether you gotta do the boxing one, whatever you gotta do, pack the paint against him and make him a jump shooter. He's been hitting threes, but I think this is one of those spots where just how they looked against Luka, it's like, oh, okay, you the nicest in the league, okay. We got something for you. We got Pete. We got, like Junior said, they got 3 players in the starting lineup that are just, they don't play no games when it comes to their defense, and I love it. Beverly gonna be all over Bledsoe. Bledsoe, man, he's big and bulky, but he's really soft on the inside. You got PG and Kawhi. I'm taking it. Revenge spot. I'm taking it. Give me the Clippers here, man. Getting points, man. Next game, I ain't got nothing to say about the Kings and Spurs game. Bogdanovic's question was, well, if he out, would probably take the under. I'm staying off there, man. The Lakers in Portland, Junior. You can say what you had to say. I'm not betting against the Lakers in the spot. I mean, I know we've done the past 2 games. It's been a terrible spot. You could argue that this one is too. Last game of the little road trip. They are a much better team than the Blazers. Obviously, 80% of the public on the Lakers. I'm not touching it. Lakers are a much better team. Portland really good at the house. Don't really have a whole lot of defensive answers for the Lakers. I'm staying off, man. This will probably be the one that the Lakers do run out of gas. Someone I don't bet it. I'm staying off of it, though. What you got, Junior?
Yeah, I mean, I think people think we don't respect the Lakers, but we do. It's just that they're a public darling, so sometimes these lines can be a bit deceiving. That spot, with the back-to-back. Listen, I'm pissed off that after the game when I thought about it, I missed a chance to take the Lakers getting points, which is really not going to happen too often. So that being said, I'm just jumping on the wave while it's there to be had. And also the spot, like if you just look at the way that Portland's team is set up, who's guarding LeBron James in this game? Please don't tell me Carmelo. Carmelo's my guy. I love Carmelo, but come on, he's not guarding LeBron James. Who's guarding Anthony Davis? I've said a million times on the show, I think Portland has the worst front line in the NBA. I think that with Carmelo, it's better offensively. But with AD and McGee down low, plus Dwight Howard, he's playing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really have too many answers for the Lakers inside. So I think Dame Lillard or CJ do have there's a possibility that they could go off, because little guards tend to get points against this Lakers team. But at the end of the day, I just think that the Lakers are going to control the paint, control the boards, and just going to eat inside. LeBron's going to be going to the basket, dunking. I just like the Lakers in this spot. I think 3.5 points is really cheap for the way that the Lakers have been playing.
Yeah, it is cheap. They are on the road. I mean, you can't forget that this is the last game of the road trip. I'm gonna let you say because, like I say, I don't have nothing official on this game. It is the last game of the road trip. Always a weary spot, man. Obviously, they favor here. Got a funny feeling about this, man. I'm not betting against the Lakers, bro. I've seen crazier shit, man. Friday night game in Portland. I've seen crazier shit. We know they're gonna slip up at some point. We've been trying to put our finger on it. And I'm taking my finger off this time. This one is probably I've seen this shit happen before. What you think, Jordan?
Yeah, it's a stay away spot for me on the spread. If you got the over early, it seems like you got a really good value because that's steamed up about 3.5 points at this point. It seems to think that the Lakers defense is going to falter a little bit with that happening. But between LeBron and AD tonight, they're going to drop about 65, 70 combined points between the two of them. Like there's no one on Portland qualified enough to slow down either of those guys. If the Lakers, the other Lakers, the role players are hitting their shots too, it's a done deal. But like Jay said, I mean, like. Portland's not bad. They're actually, I think better than people give them credit for. And if the Lakers are letting Dame and CJ do what they want, this is going to be a high-scoring game that's very, very close, and Portland could very easily cover as a home dog. So, yeah, stay away spot on the spread. Might try to find a prop or two on AD or LeBron, though, because one of those guys is going off. So I'm going to try to find some value in that avenue if I'm betting this game.
Right, and the last thing I got to say about that game, I like that Jordan said that if I was to bet it, I'd be looking for a prop or Dame or CJ because one of them have to go off if Portland even stays competitive in this game whatsoever, if not both of them. I think that's a sneaky look, even if it's not really fading the Lakers, it's not really going with Portland. It's saying that they have to do what they have to do. We got to get out here, win way over time, man. Cavs, sneaky fucking play tonight. I'm telling y'all, man, double revenge. I'm liking Boston at the house with Denver on the back-to-back. Warriors, the +5. Sprinkle a little on the money line. I like the Heat in the trifecta, man. I'm not betting the first quarter and first half, but I still like it in the trifecta. I'm on the Heat though in the full game, -9.5, -10. I like as well. Give me the Clippers +4. Probably gonna sprinkle a little bit on the money line as that one on that one as well. Real sneaky under. Clippers gonna bring the defense. I think it's gonna be a real slow paced game, man. I might have to hop on this under. I don't care. I'll go against the line movement, man. Under 233. I like that one, man. And like I say, Dame and CJ points and assists props over, but I'm staying off of it, man. Y'all know this. Well, y'all know what's up. Y'all come back and holler at me and Junior again tomorrow. Jordan as well on Monday. Jamming with J Money, man. Every single day we trying to milk the bookies. Leche, hey, los bookmakers.